And now it's time for development debates. We dig deeper into some of the questions shaping the future and present of China. Today, we'll see two Chinese experts debating if the government's many economic stimulus plan can improve the country's slowed-down economy. The term many economic stimulus plan has become a hot term for the government and economists. The Chinese government has announced that it will keep GDP growth rate around 7.5% this year. However, according to data from the National Bureau of Statistics, the country's GDP growth rate during the first quarter will increase by 7.4%. That's 0.1% lower than the government's target annual growth rate. The slowdown in economic development has put huge pressure on both central and local governments. The Chinese government has announced that it will implement a series of economic stimulus plans in order to curb the downtrend. But the government emphasized this is different from the 4 trillion yuan plan during the global financial crisis in 2008. Instead, the many economic stimulus plan is mainly focused on railway construction in Western China, reducing taxes for small companies, and rebuilding shanty towns and cities. The government predicts the many economic stimulus plan contribute to 1% of the GDP growth rate this year. In fact, many Chinese experts still debate if the new stimulus plan can help ameliorate China's economy. Financial commentator Ran Shuadong wrote on her blog, the new stimulus plan can put a more positive impact on China's economic development. Ran said the previous 4 trillion yuan stimulus plan just simply let the government's fiscal funds invest in infrastructure. The central government also loosened monetary policy to let local governments get enough money to support the plan. However, these measures have caused the country's industrial overcapacity and real estate bubbles. Ran said that this time the government stopped doing that. Most investment came from private capital, so that the government would no longer get money just by printing money. Apart from that, Ran said that the government has implemented more precise policies to support some specific industries, rather than loosening monetary policy to all industries. The central bank announced that it would reduce the required reserve ratio to service and manufacturing industries. Meanwhile, the central bank would restrict those high-polluting companies from getting bank loans. Ran said that by doing this, the government can solve the country's overcapacity in some traditional industries. It would also help restructure the country's economy. However, economist Song Qinghui doesn't support Ran's idea. Song wrote on his blog that neither the previous 4 trillion yuan stimulus plan nor the recent many stimulus plan can prevent a downturn in China's economy. Song said that the Chinese government used to largely rely on fixed asset investment to support its development. However, the 4 trillion yuan stimulus plan in 2008 didn't improve China's economy. Instead, it's now become a burden for China. Song said that most of the money went to traditional manufacturing industries, infrastructure, and the real estate market. Too much investment has already caused serious overcapacity in these industries. Song said that the recent many stimulus plan was nothing special compared to the 4 trillion yuan investment in 2008. Song pointed out, without solving overcapacity, the new stimulus plan cannot improve China's GDP growth rate. Song predicted that if the economic downtrend keeps going on, the government might get fed up and plan another 4 trillion yuan stimulus plan. Achieving the goal of 7.5% isn't an easy task for the Chinese government. Its top planners are aware the key factor is increasing investment in real estate and manufacturing. This is because there are so few other avenues for investment that could lead to that figure. But if they want sustainable growth, they'll have to put the money into other sectors.